Welcome to Temagami, where even a 300-meter portage will give you a run for your money. Come on, buddy, where are you? No yellow sign, no trail tape. Very strange. Well, the portage is supposed to be on this corner, so I keep kind of trying to go through and go back and go around and go through and go back. And then I look over here and I see a little tiny piece of trail tape hanging from the tree over there. Portage found, and the access isn't too bad. Yay! Awesome. I even found a little channel where the canoe just slides right up and in. So yeah, I'm not going through there. I'm going through here. 305-meter portage into Gold Lake. Looks like it might go uphill a bit, and it might be extended because according to my GPS it's supposed to be in the corner, and maybe it got moved because of the issues with the low water there. I'm not sure, but there is a portage sign and a bunch of flagging tape, so off we go. Well, out of curiosity's sake, I've just decided to grab the pack and go. I want to see what this portage is all about, and I didn't even get the canoe ready for portaging. Just grabbed the pack and a selfie stick, and up we go. So far it's really nice. Uphill as I expected, but not swampy as I expected, so that's good. I'm sure there's lots of time for that. First portage of the trip. Bit of boulder gardens coming up here after you come up the hill. Whew. But pretty spread out, so it's not too bad so far. Thankfully it's not wet, which always makes this worse. There's actually quite a bit of space and ground in between the rocks, so it's not super hard to walk on. Everything from this morning is pretty much brand new territory for me, which I love. Oh, very nice. This is awesome. I thought I saw something in the water, but I think it's just a tree. Tree stump, I guess I should say. Welcome to Gold Lake. Oh, and there's a sock. It's a portage thing. I don't know why. I don't understand it. It's the last thing I'm thinking of when I'm doing a portage is, oh, I should take off my sock and leave it here. Beautiful. Wind is picking up too, so let's get moving. All right, I'm gonna put my pack down and go get the canoe. Well, it's 9:30 and I am on Gold Lake. It definitely does look like there's a campsite here, or something that can be used as a campsite, so just a note. This is a very small lake. I'm gonna paddle for just a couple minutes, and then I should be on the next portage into Scott. This is the second portage that I've done today, or I'm about to do today, and the second one that isn't exactly where it's supposed to be on the Jeff's map. There's a little corner that the lake goes into, which is where it looks like it is on the map, but it's not. And you have to kind of go around some small little islands and outlets to see the giant portage sign here. on the tree. I just passed another solo canoe tripper, nice man. He was coming from Donald, and he said that it's quite busy. There was a group of 16 people, he said, that occupied or is occupying the island site. So, and he said the north part of Donald is very busy. So I might have to paddle a bit through Donald to find a nice site that's kind of off by itself, and I might not have everything I'm looking for. There are actually a couple of really nice spots here on Gold Lake that I'm like seriously considering staying on because it's super, super quiet and peaceful here. And looks like a great spot, but they're not official campsites, and it is Crown land, so I mean you can't camp everywhere, and other people have clearly camped on those spots, but I just want to go a little further. Well, just like the portage before, I have grabbed the pack and I am on my way. It's supposed to be 150 meter into Scott Lake. We have a client at work named Craig Scott, so I have to like really think hard to make sure to call it Colin Scott, not Craig Scott. I was calling it Craig Scott this morning. My excitement for camping on Donald for 2 nights is faded away a little bit because of what that guy said. I kind of wish I would have went to Carl Falls and stayed there for 2 nights, but it's such a short distance from where I was. And I like waterfalls and they're beautiful and it's nice to camp at them, but I don't like camping at them for too long because they're very noisy and I have a hard time sleeping beside them because I hear voices in the waterfalls. This is really pretty, really pretty. So Colin Scott is a bit of a bigger lake. I'll probably have to paddle about 1 kilometer to get to the portage into Donald. And again, there is no campsite on this lake. But I wish there was. And if there is something, I might stay. Never know. This is actually really nice, but I don't want to stay on a portage. I like the big rocks. And there's a loon here, which is always a good sign. All right, beautiful. All right, it is 10 o'clock and I am done the portage here into Colin Scott. I really, really like this landing and I love these rocks. They're absolutely gorgeous. I would really like to stay on this lake, so I think I might just putter through and see if there's something that might have been used as a site, maybe across there, and I might stay here. I'm seriously thinking about it. Well, on the north side of the lake, there's what looks like something that could be a campsite. It's kind of right in front of my boat right now. And there's a little bay beside it. It might not get sunrise. It depends on how deep that bay goes. But it would get all day sun, afternoon sun, and sunset. And paddling over to take a look. Very rocky shoreline. Fortunately, it doesn't look like there's any place for a tent or any signs of anyone else camping here previously. Thought maybe it would, but nope. It's funny how there were like 2 or 3 options on the lake before on Gold. Maybe I should have took one of those, but that was one portage less even, so I felt like I didn't do anything. I should have just stayed where I was on my island. It was beautiful. All right, well, On the way to the portage on the left side, there's this big rock. And it looked like, I can tell if it was a rock wall or if there was a fire pit up here. But it looked like there was maybe a fire pit up here. There's lots of wood. So I thought I would come take a peek. The sun would set over here somewhere. The sun came up over there, so maybe no sunrise. But if it's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow morning, then it doesn't really matter. Wow, look at this. I wonder what used to be here. Oh, somebody's camped here. Look at this beautiful setup here. Rock wall to block the wind. There's all kinds of wood. Fire pit ring. I know there's no privy because it's not a real campsite, but it's got a pretty nice view. Tent spot. Nice moss. Nice soft mossy spot. In the trees. Nice, lots of shelter. I don't know. One part of me is like, it's a really good idea, and the other part of me is like, I kind of want a really nice real campsite. I mean, it's got a fire pit, so it's not like I'm totally making it from scratch. Somebody has camped here before. It's a little bit steep though. But lake all to myself. This is nice. There's a nice plate way down to the water here on the left. Oh, so cool. Look at that. Couldn't find anything like this in Mississauga. I think the portage is in the corner over there somewhere. This also looked like it might be an option. The wind is really picking up. That is not give me good feelings about paddling through Donald. Look at this, how beautiful this is. I could fish right here. Well, it's 10:45, and after much debate and paddling around the entire lake, I have decided to spend the night here on Scott Lake. On this campsite, not campsite, that I was exploring a little while ago. Took a look at the map and hummed and hawed, and yes, I can go to Donald's, but there's lots of other people there. There could be speedboats and cottages. I don't know. I'm not sure if there are on Donald or not, but I have this lake all to myself. I'm gonna get the canoe up, and I'll be back in a bit. This is why you always tie up the boat no matter what, even if you're just arriving and it's not nighttime, because I had the boat up here and it wasn't super secure, so I tied it up, and it's really windy. The wind has been picking up more and more ever since I got here, so again, I'm really happy with the decision. But as I'm packing, I hear the canoe go bouncing on the rocks, so it did try to get away, and thankfully it's tied up, so it's not going anywhere. I didn't want to pull it up off the water. I'm going to probably nestle it in here, but I wanted to go out and do some fishing in the canoe later, so I didn't think I was going to pull it up and put it away, but I think I'm going to pull it up now, and if I go out later, I will just bring it back down. One of the things that I really liked about this spot is that I can fish right from the campsite without the boat. With it being this windy, that's a nice bonus. So, there you go. All right, it is 11:30 here on Scott Lake, and I have done all the things. Got the tent set up right there, nice flat spot to sleep on. I have both of the doors open so that it can get some nice air through it. The backpack is sitting next to it, airing out the back pads still. They're mostly dry, but I figured why not. Sleeping pad is done, sleeping bag is done, pillows done, Everything is laid out. Boat has been moved up onto shore and tied very securely. And over here, I've got my things for the day. 2 bottles of water. One is treated, one is not. My Half Wilson book that I'm going to be reading today. My map, my Sven saw so I can cut up some wood in between having fun. I've got my shovel out. I found a nice spot, I think, to make a privy, so I'm going to do that next. And it's my cooking stuff in there and my goggles that I brought. And I'm hoping to go for a very refreshing swim this afternoon. And I brought the canoe chair up just because if it's going to rain tonight or tomorrow morning, it's just better to have it in the vestibule of the tent or in the tent. Inside of this, I also have some brand new lures I got from my friend Ken, who lives in Muskoka, and he gave me a whole big supply of them. There's a couple of nice MEPS ones in there. I'm going to be testing those out. So I brought the fishing rod up as well. That is generally tied to the thwart of the boat, and that just stays there while I portage and do everything, and I just untie it when I use it. And then I have my fishing kit here. So right now what I think I'm going to do is sit here in my chair and have some lunch. I am pretty hungry. I have a German salami wrap with ha 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 moo on it for lunch today. I wasn't sure if I was going to be traveling or whatnot, and I always want to eat the fresh food first, so I'm gonna have that while I sit here and enjoy this beautiful view. It looks so inviting. The sun is shining on my pillow in there in my bed, and it just looks like it's saying, come lie down, take a nap. Or maybe that's just what I'm hearing. I'm really happy with my decision to stay here. In the distance I can hear the hum of a motorboat, and I checked the map. It's coming from over there, so I think it's coming from Matagamasi. And I'm just so happy that I'm on a little tiny lake all by myself, and nobody's here, and there's no speedboats, and there's no cottages, and that's really my goal in life when I'm out camping is to find a spot like that. Well, there are no lack of options to make privies out here. There are down trees everywhere, which I guess should make me a little bit more concerned about one falling on me. Maybe that's why it's an unofficial campsite, I don't know. Anyways, this tree was lying here, and it's just a bit off the ground, so I'm not like, you know, squatting. I'm like actually sitting. I tried the end there, but it's if you sit on there, it's gonna pop up. But here, it's pretty stable. So I'm just digging a hole back there, and that should suit me just nicely. Plus, I have a nice little handrail there, armrest. Let me get up and down, because, you know, I'm getting old. It's very, very, very windy here. I'm sitting here in the chair, and the wind's blowing from behind, which is funny because it's still getting through all the trees. That's how strong it is. And my hair has been like standing up in the air. It's been blowing so strong. Look at it. Wind hair test number 1. So I'm glad I'm not out on Donald looking for a campsite. I'm quite happy about that. I don't know if I would have found one by now. Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know. There's 5 or 6 campsites. I can't remember exactly how many. And it's a long weekend, so I don't know. I just feel like the spot called to me and I answered, and I'm really glad I'm here. I put my bathing suit on and I got my goggles out and my phone. I was wanting to go swimming, but now the wind is picking up and all of these clouds are coming in. Ugh. 1 o'clock, and I'm just kind of poking around here. The sky keeps filling up with clouds, and the wind is really, really strong. No threatening looking clouds yet, but it is supposed to rain at some point this evening and all morning tomorrow. If that's shifted or changed, I don't know, because I have no signal. So I decided to put the tarp here. This is actually where I was going to originally put the tent, but there were a lot of bushes, and I don't really think it would make a huge difference between here and there. But it's a great little spot for the tarp. There's perfect trees there for it. I can drop it a little bit lower. It's just high enough for me to sit under it with a little bit of clearance, and I can boil water or cook or just sit outside if I get stuck and it rains for a long period of time. Sometimes it's hard to just sit in the tent. It's not a huge area, and you can't sit on a chair, so sometimes it gets uncomfortable. So it's nice to be able to still sit outside, watch the storm possibly, and still stay nice and dry. While I've been camping here, I have seen 7 canoes come through. So 1 with 2 people, and then 2 canoes with 2 people, and then 2 canoes with 2 people each, 2 canoes with 3 people each. I think there were kids in the middle. So all of those people, while I've been here, have gone through to Donald, and there's only so many campsites on Donald, and I just feel like it's probably really busy, and I'm not gonna like it. This is a scene here. Like I said, extremely windy here on Karl Lake, and beautiful summer day otherwise. Wow, look at these trees. There we go. It's pretty windy out here. Glad I'm not on a big lake. No thanks. There are lots and lots of rocks on this campsite, and I've definitely taken advantage. I found a really big one. It's about 2 feet long, super heavy, and it's skinny, so I laid it down right inside the tent, right at the door there, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, because the wind has been blowing like crazy, and because I have the fly open, it just fills with air. It is staked down, but only on the 2 sides right now, because I have the doors open and on the front and the back staked down. So, and I have stuff in it, but like my clothes and my bedding, it's not anything that's really heavy. I haven't put my backpack in it yet. That usually helps to weigh it down. So yeah, big rock in there, so that I don't have to worry about that flying off. The canoe, ever since I moved it down there, I moved it up onto the shore in between 2 trees, so that I made sure it wasn't going anywhere. If I do not go out later tonight and the wind continues to be like this, I'll probably bring it like up here somewhere, I don't know where, but somewhere further from the water, because I don't want to wake up and not have a canoe to paddle. That would be really bad. So that's about it. That's all that's happening right now. Air wind test number 3. Come down and fill up my Nalgene because it was empty. Swimming mission is aborted. The wind is howling, and these trees are just like dancing. They're like those little plants that used to get in the pond battery, and you turn on the music and they would dance. That's what they're doing, and they're rocking back and forth, and they are seriously moving. Therefore, I feel like my tent is okay. I hope I'm not wrong. The wind is blowing this way, so it's really these trees that would most likely fall onto the tent if they did more. See this little wiry one, but it's just so tiny. And there aren't really a lot of untreed areas where I can put anything. So the tarp was in the line of fire from many trees. One in particular, this big one here, the biggest one in the batch, I guess, advancing right beside me, and it's scary here. Sorry, I'm crying. That tree was freaking me out. And what else did my chair? I had a giant rock on it, and I have a rock in the bag behind the chair. So, anyways, I've set up the tarp over here. It's not set up quite as good, but it's kind of under this tree that's already fell down. And I feel like if one of these trees would go, which they look pretty good, it would fall onto that tree, or that tree would kind of stop it from hitting me a little bit. So that's the most logic I can come up with out here to protect myself from these. I just wish the wind would die down a bit. Well, it's 4 o'clock and it's time to start thinking about getting some dinner items pre-prepped up. Today I have decided to make my morel mushroom pasta, and that means I need to rehydrate my mushrooms. Now I have morels from 2020 and 2022 mixed in here. The remainder of the morels that I had, I actually gave to my friend Owen, the Dutch explorer. I took them out on a trip that he did and used them and tried them for the first time. And I believe that'll be in one of his videos at some point. But I have morels, and I also have crimini mushrooms, or cremini, I don't know how to say it. So I just put some water in there, and I just put it in a second bag because sometimes I find these bags leak. Just in case, it's not leaking, but just in case, I like to make sure. And then this is the rest of the kit for the dinner that I made. I've got 2 and a little bit angel hair pasta, or noodle nests. People call them different things. I have butter here, and I have some Parmesan cheese, which I have not tried on the morel mushroom pasta previously. And then I've got some garlic and some salt that I'll probably be adding. So I'm just going to put that in the top of the bear vault and let it sit for an hour. And that's about it for now. I'm just sitting here listening to an audiobook. I'm watching the trees. It's really cool to watch them, but it's a little bit frightening. It's not something that I'm enjoying. At one point there where that chair blew over, there's a huge rock on it, and there's one in the back. I was just like, oh man, it's windy. I wish I would know or be able to tell what the wind speed is. I'm wondering if anyone knows if there's some type of a very compact device that I could bring on a trip that would tell me that. I'm curious about that. But anyways, so far so good. Nothing's fallen. The trees are just doing their dance over here, and I'm watching them shake their booties and praying that none of them fall down or any of them near me. Anyways, I think it'd be cool to see one go down, but like not anywhere near me. So I probably should watch what I ask for. Oh, it's so scary. This is why you always tie up the canoe. It was up here, and now it's down there. And I really hope that it didn't get punctured or anything. I heard it go, and I just came running. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please click the subscribe button. Also click the bell for notifications. If you'd like to get more information on the stuff I use on my trips, please check out my website at CamperChristina.com. Thanks. Bye.